Yo, check this out. You are missing out on using SharePoint to manage your documents. But specifically, I want to show you how you're missing out on using it to manage all your brand assets. I'm talking about your logos, your templates, your business cards, whatever, all that good stuff. That's what I do inside of my environment, my SharePoint environment. So not that long ago, shout out to Brand Doxel. They helped me redo my brand, right? It was an excellent experience. Shout out to them. If you need your brand identity updated, you know what I'm saying, revamped or even created, go talk to them. I'll tag them. But look right here. Let me see if I can. Yeah, right there. That's my that's a SharePoint help desk logo, right? Now, when they provided all of these final assets to me after redoing the brand, they gave me a Notion library. So in the Notion library, I can look at the Notion library and I could go through and get my stuff. But the Notion library was missing something, you know what I'm saying? Which was the ability for me to see these things before I click on them. So I'm gonna show you real quick what it looks like on Notion, and then I'm gonna show you what it looks like inside of SharePoint, which I think is way better. So let's hop into my computer. All right, so check this out, right? Right now, you can see brand files and assets, but right now, I only took a look at the logo files, right? So if we look into the logo files, I can see, there's an AI section, there's a JPEG section, there's a PNG section, SVG, PDF. This is my logo in various ways. So I have like right here, the primary logo one, primary logo two, primary logo three, and these is all JPEGs. Then I got the secondary, right? Then I got the symbol mark. Then we go do the same thing inside of PNG. So these is cool. This is great. But if I hit, let's say, primary logo '04, then I get to see the logo, but I have to click to see it and then, you know what I'm saying, do whatever I want with it from here. That's cool. However, I would much rather do it on SharePoint. So take a look at this real quick. Let's say that I am, not even let's say, we're on my SharePoint site. And on my SharePoint site, I get to look and preview everything and set it up the way that I want, however I want. So right now we're looking at a library, right? Let me go to the main part of the library. So see that I have a library called brand assets, right? Now, when I click on brand assets, I'm going to see all of the things inside of my library because that's the way I have it set up. This doesn't really do anything for me. It's just any and everything that I've ever had designed just sitting inside of this library. If I need to go find something, having it sitting there and looking at all this doesn't do anything for me. I need to see this broken down in various ways. But let's say specifically I want my logos. So I can go to brand assets and click on primary because I set it up this way to only show me logos. So right now, look, I get to see my logos. I get to see the primary logo. I get to see I get to take a preview of it before I click on it. And then if I want to, I can click on it. Also, look, I can see these little icons right here, which tell me, oh, these are JPEGs. You know what I mean? These right here, SVGs, and these right here are PDFs. So if I just clicked on one, like my primary logo right here, you know what I'm saying? It's beautiful. I love my logo. I just got to be honest. You know what I'm saying? It's a pretty beautiful thing. So, yeah, the logo looks good. And I get to it from wherever I want. And I set this up so that I can see all my primary logos. But now, what if I said, let me see all of my secondary logos? Let me look right here. So here's all my secondary logos. And again, same deal. I get to see the little icon. It tells me it's a JPEG or a PDF or a SVG. I get to click on it, take a look, do my thing. You know what I mean? And same thing, obviously, if I come and click here and go to symbol, I can see just the symbol, which I really, really love. Once again, I can see just the symbol and pick whatever I want. So let's say I'm like, all right, let me get this one. And then when I click on it, I just come up here, go to the download button and go use it for whatever it is I have to use it for. Okay, that's just like scratching the surface. You know what I mean? SharePoint out of the box will let you do this, right? But you have other things that you can do with SharePoint out of the box where let's say, all right, let's look at this. If I go to my secondary logos, because I can get to it from this drop down here too, instead of having to go through the navigation. By default, you get to have it here in this drop down. So let's say I'm here and I change it to look at it like a list. I can do some things to the list that um I won't see in that gallery view. So let's just say right here, I'm like, okay, I want to see what my logos look like and a bunch of information surrounding it. So right here, in order to be on this view, you have to be an approved logo. So if I'm working with like a team, shout out to Brandoxel, and they're uploading images and I have to review them first before I can approve them, they won't show up in this view until they're approved. So I hit approved, I'm good. Now, also, I know what type of asset it is. It's a logo. So I can see in this view that I can see all my logos. And what kind of logo? It's a secondary logo. So that's where this comes from. Now, adding to the library, you could get some code from like a GitHub and throw it into your library and make things a little bit more, spruced up. Which you see right here is a download button, but I could customize this button if I wanted to. But this download button serves the ability for me to just find what I want, click the download button, and I get it. So right here, if I wanted this one, I click download. You see it pops up right there, secondary logo 01. I just downloaded it. Also, I could add something's weird with this code that's making those things move as I hover over it, but that's fine. Don't worry about all that. I get to put my logo there, and then I get to have a light box pop up, and I get to see this stuff. You know what I mean? And that's coming from code that is in the GitHub for SharePoint. So you don't have to write the code. A ton of people who love putting this stuff out there have done it for you. You just copy and paste it, configure a few things, and you're good to go. And it really is that simple. So, but before doing all of that, you don't need this download button. You don't need this thumbnail. They're great additions. You don't necessarily need that. You get metadata, which is this stuff right here, and you get the view that you just saw me using, which is the gallery view. This right here, you get to have this stuff out of the box. If I wanted to make a page, right? Like let's say I made a page where I just put all of my stuff on a page and I'm like, go to the brand center here. You know what I'm saying? I say that to the organization. Now look, this could be the SharePoint Help Desk brand center. I could put whatever I want here. And now on the page, I can see all of my logos divvied up however I want. Like I have those options. So imagine now you have business cards, you have primary logos like I do. You have, what's that called? Letterheads. You have all of these things that you want anytime that the company is using, go to this one area, make sure that you pull this down and use that because the graphics folks, they keep all of the graphics updated in there. You can do that. This is all basic out of the box stuff. Anyway, if you want to know more, let me know. I could hold a class that shows you how to do what I'm doing right here. And we can really get deep and like really maximize. But this right here, what I'm showing you is not that big of a deal. It's again, what I always say about SharePoint. It's simple, but it is powerful. Nobody's doing this inside of their organization with a bunch of folders. You know what I mean? No disrespect. Anyway, follow me on LinkedIn for more.